Hi guys, welcome to this week's edition of the Coffee and Heroes Show, your one-stop show for everything in the world of comics in Coffee and Heroes, of course. A couple of bits of housekeeping just at the very start. First of all, of course, Free Comic Book Day is almost upon us. First Saturday in May, of course. We've started to receive in the stock for the Free Comic Book Day event. We've got all the titles coming this year. We've got multiples and multiples of copies. We will be opening at 9 AM as opposed to 10 AM on the Saturday. So make sure to get down early with us. There's going to be discounts on the day. It's going to be 10% off graphic novels and omnibuses, 10% off CGCs and statues, 20% off comic packs. Other bits and pieces will probably be thrown in on the day as well. So we'll look forward to doing that. As I say, we'll have the full range of free comics as well. And yeah, it's going to be a good day. It's always our busiest day every year, you know, so we always recommend getting down the earlier the better for that. Going away from Free Comic Book Day and on to CGC, we're finally going to be receiving the batch back that was last sent off. It's to be posted tomorrow, so it may come in by Friday, but I'd say more likely Monday or Tuesday next week. But again, if you have anything away with us, we will obviously drop you a message, let you know that it has arrived back safe and secure, and let you know when it's available for pickup. If you have anything you want to send off with us, once that comes back, we're pretty much going to be sending away straight away. We've got a good batch there ready to go. It'll be sent off at the end of this month. So we always like to do it at the end of the month. So it gives you guys sort of a couple of weeks just to get those in if there is anything you'd like sent off. And then finally, just the previews order is due this coming Friday. I recorded a sort of top 5, well, it's like cheap, top 6 picks from this month's book elsewhere on the YouTube channel. You can find our podcast, which goes into great depth in the previews books. Or you can pop in the store, of course, and have a look through them. So if there's anything you need added on to ensure that you get first print, cover A's, always cover price, or if there's variants you see you'd like ordered plenty in advance, just have a wee look through and then drop us a message if there is anything you would like added. So, as I say, that's pretty much the little bits of housekeeping done. Just to take you through what's in this week. It's not the biggest selection of graphic novels, but it more than makes up for it in quality. Good range of variants this week, and then all the new releases as well, of course. So we'll kick things off with the variants this week. And as I say, there is a good rake of variants here from both companies. Well, technically all 3 companies, because there's even an indie variant in here. We kick things off with Batman Superman, World's Finest number 14. So this is a Serge Acuna variant cover. Really cool, clean lines, nice and straightforward. S symbol, bat symbol, Batman Superman. What more should a Batman Superman variant be? Next up we have Nightwing 103. This is Jamal Campbell doing the variant cover for this. If you notice, this has made me change my placement for stickers. I was trying to go for this thing where all the stickers would always be in this top corner. So if you were flicking through variants boxes, you could see the names of the artists straight away. But because Nightwing's head is so close to the top corner there, I had to move it to the other side. These are the details that keep me up at night, I kid you not. So that is new this week. We have Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow, variant cover from Joe Quinones, out this week as well. We jump on to the usual rake of Alex Ross variants. You have Alex Ross Timeless variant cover. First of all, Amazing Spider-Man 24. Vulture there, of course. We have my personal favourite one this week, which is for Avengers Assemble Omega. And this is Alex Ross Timeless variant of Galactus, of course. We have Red Goblin number 3, also with a Alex Ross Timeless variant. Sandman for this one. We have a Star Wars variant in this week as well for Star Wars Sana Staros. And this is done by the wonderful Jen Bartel, who of course has been knocking it out of the park with She-Hulk covers, amongst other things. We have another cracking one here, which is from a new series, Warlock Rebirth, number 1. And of course Thanos for this Alex Ross Timeless variant cover. We have from Robert Hack. This is part of the Archie horror line. So this is the Chilling Adventures Present, The Cult of That Wilkin Boy. So these are always one-shots set in the Archie universe, but cracking Robert Hack variant cover there. We have Clear. I was supposed to have this last week, but it was just typical Diamond, don't send you enough stuff. More on that in a second. We have the gold foil embossed logo variant cover for Clear number 2. That's the Scott Snyder and Francis Manapul title. Then we have a couple of 1-25s to finish off with. So retailer incentive 1-25s. First of all, Nightwing 103 with the complete murderer's row of characters who have turned up so far. This is done by Vasco Georgiev. So Nightwing 103. And then we also have the retailer incentive 1 to 25 for Deceased War of the Undead Gods number 8. And that, of course, is done by Francesco Mattina, who's done an entire set of 1 to 25s thus far. So to move on from there and on to what's going on to the racks this week, but just a couple of quick announcements regarding that. First of all, despite it being the 85th anniversary of Superman, Diamond Comic Distributors in all their glory decided not to send me any copies of Superman number 3. Now, we should have 20 plus copies coming, so it's quite the substantial amount to miss. So they will be with us next week, hopefully. So obviously everything's been reported, and again, that should be sent next week. Last week we were missing our copies of X-Men 21, which was again the entire range of them, not just 1 or 2 issues, all of them. They did arrive this week, so again, if you had X-Men on your pull list and you were wondering where that was last week, it wasn't sent, so it has arrived this week. And then I'm not sure if you guys would know or not, I can't even remember if I might have mentioned it last week, but there was a title due out last week called World Tree from James Tynion, which is a fantastic first issue, a great indie series. Highly recommend getting your name down for it if you haven't already. But it was supposed to launch last week, but there was a misprint with covers A and D. So they decided to, they messaged us and said to destroy all copies, and that it would have a new resolicited date. I believe it's going to be out next week, so we'll get fresh printed copies of that next week as well. So just in case you're wondering where that is, because it's up there with the most anticipated indie titles. But we'll move away from there and on to, as I say, what's going on to the racks this week. So first of all, again, this is a title that's already out, but I've just got top-ups of it because it's proven very, very popular. First 2 issues back in stock of Adventures of Superman, John Kent. This, of course, is tying in with the Injustice line. This is from Tom Taylor and Clayton Henry. So first 2 issues there. We have Batman Superman World's Finest number 14 out this week. Mark Waid and Dan Mora. There have been questions regarding World's Finest, whether it is coming to an end or not. The simple answer is I genuinely don't know. It keeps being solicited. It's just obviously this team, Mark Waid and Dan Mora, are going on to Shazam. Mark Waid's also going to be writing Teen Titans. They sort of made an announcement on that a couple of days ago. It'll probably be in next month's previews book, I would say. But for now, just keep it coming, please, because it's one of DC's best titles. Also out this week is Catwoman. We're up to issue 54 now. Tini Howard and Nico Leon continue with that. Again, I say it every time, one of DC's most underrated titles. Next up, we have Deceased War of the Undead Gods, which brings a close to the complete Deceased saga. And my God, what a finish to this. Deceased War of the Undead Gods, I've spoken about it before, mini review incoming. And this one felt like the weakest to me so far until the last 3 or 4 issues, and it has ended spectacularly well. It's also ended definitively. Take note, DC versus Vampires on Nice House in the Lake. So it has ended definitively. This is it, guys, the end of Deceased. So last issue out this week, and I'm sure the lovely hardcover trade will not be far behind. Also out this week is Nightwing 103, again one of the covers of the week for me. I love the postcard rack, I love the ideas behind it. I love the Visit Haven and Alfred Pennyworth Foundation initiative. Just loads of cool detail right down to the old Nightwing symbol there and everything. We have new Flash this week as well, 797. We are racing, bad pun, to the conclusion of the Jeremy Adams run, of course. I spoke about it on my top previews picks this month. The Flash 800 will see the end of this Jeremy Adams run and the start of Cy Spurrier and Mike Deodato Jr. taking over. We may not have got Superman in this week, but we did get Superboy. So Superboy number 1, The Man of Tomorrow. I believe there's going to be a 6-issue mini-series. So kicks off this week. I'm sure that has plenty of nostalgia for a certain section of people. On to the Marvel stuff. We kick things off with Amazing Spider-Man. Delighted to see both Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr.'s name on there. John Romita Jr. is obviously taking the odd arc off here and there. Ed McGuinness was doing some stuff recently. Terry Dodson did a 2-issue fill-in. But I'm here for the John Romita Jr. art when it comes to Amazing Spidey. And again, loving Spidey at the moment. We have Avengers Assemble Omega this week. So this is an oversized one-shot finale finish to the entire Jason Aaron Avengers run. So plenty of great talent involved here. And again, if you're not a huge fan of cover A, admittedly, why wouldn't you be? Because it's lovely. The Alex Ross Timeless variant of Galactus is awesome. As already shown, we have Bishop War College. We're up to issue 3 of this. So again, another mini-series dealing with Bishop In the X-Men universe, we have Hallows Eve number 2. Of course, this was the spin-off from Amazing Spider-Man and from the Dark Web storyline. We have Christopher Cantwell's Hellcat, issue 2 of that. So again, issue 1 was a pretty decent seller for us. We have Sins of Sinister. We have Nightcrawlers number 3. So Si Spurrier doing some obviously Marvel work, X work at the moment before taking on Flash. I'm sure he'll probably stick with the X stuff because his fingerprints have been all over it. We have new Punisher this week, always popular with some people. You know who you are. Punisher, we're up to number 11. What a cover there. Frank Castle, Steve Rogers, Stand Down Marine. That's in order. This war of yours is finished. That'll be high up the list this week, I would say. We have Red Goblin out this week as well. So Red Goblin number 3, Alex Paknadel continuing on with the spin-off from the Spider-Man universe. We have She-Hulk number 12, Rainbow Rowell continuing with the She-Hulk stuff. Landmark Legacy 175th issue as well. So Legacy 175 for She-Hulk. Again, those lovely Jen Bartel covers. I mentioned X-Men 21, due to be in last week, finally arrived this week. So continuing on there. And then to finish off Marvel, we have issue 5, which is the last issue of Chris Claremont and Salvador Larroca's Extreme X-Men as well. Which leaves us just with the indie stuff going on the racks. So first of all, we have the oversized magazine format for Greg Rucka and Mike Henderson's The Forged. Issue 1 of this was a blast, so it was lots of fun, lots of action, great character work, more than a hint of Alien to it as well. Really enjoyed the first issue of that. So issue 2 is this week. We have All 8 Eyes, a brand new number 1 from Dark Horse Comics. Looks to be some good horror stuff here. Steve Fox and Piotr Kowalski on the art. I mentioned this one before because I'm a big fan of Barbaric, which is done through Blaze Comics. Well, this is the Mighty Barbarians, which they basically call this like the Avengers of Barbarian books, which sounds pretty cool. So a brand new number 1 out this week. From Saladin Ahmed, we have a new creator-owned title called Terror War, released through Image Comics. So brand new number 1 this week. Another one that was supposed to arrive last week but only arrived this week is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Usagi Yojimbo. So this is the start of a brand new mini-series by Stan Sakai, who of course is the creator and continues to do Usagi Yojimbo, but doing it with the Turtles now as well. And then we finish off what's going on the racks this week with The Walking Dead Deluxe 61, which is the start of the 11th story arc of Walking Dead. We're almost a third of the way through Walking Dead Deluxe. It has flown by because, again, it continues to be such a strong title. Issue 60 had some stuff in it I'd forgotten completely about, and it's absolutely superb. So that is Walking Dead Deluxe 61. So we move away from what's going on the racks to what's going on, well, the racks, but in this case, the racks and the graphic novels. Some of these will be top-ups for the back sections, for the library, if you will. Some are brand new releases this week. So undoubtedly one of the biggest releases this week is Starhenge, Book 1, The Dragon and the Boar. So this is a 6-issue miniseries from Liam Sharp. He wrote it, he drew the hell out of it. It is a future Merlin travels to 5th century Britain to prevent monstrous time-traveling killer robots from robbing the universe of magic. Meanwhile, Amber Weaver's lively present-day narrative reveals how she becomes drawn into a war against time. The Terminator meets the Green Knight. Again, Image have done a wonderful job with the hardcover, oversizing the artwork, and just putting together a really premium product there. So, fresh out this week, Starhenge. Also from Image Comics, we have Undiscovered Country Volume 4, which is subtitled Disunity. This covers issues 19 to 24, but it also has the Destiny Man one-shot in it as well. So it's a little bit bigger than your traditional Undiscovered Country volume, because they would normally just be 6 issues. This is 6 plus that one-shot as well, so 7 issues there. We have the next volume of Trials of X. We're up to volume 8 here. This includes Excalibur issues, X-Men, X-Force, and Sword issues all together. Shirtless Bear Fighter 2. Yes, this is a real thing, and it is the sequel to a real thing. Shirtless Bear Fighter is exactly what you would think it is. It's about a ridiculously skilled fighter who can take down bears. So, of course, he's recruited by the government to help with the war on Bearer. Oh, fantastic stuff. Next up we have Predator. So Predator finally launched, of course, through Marvel Comics. Ed Brisson writing, Kev Walker on art. This was a class little arc, so it was all about a woman trying to find a predator that had killed her parents. Really enjoyed it. Quite straightforward storytelling, but great art, gruesome kills, just the kind of thing that you want from a Predator book. Next up, we have Incredible Hulk Epic Collection. This is volume 24, which is the incredible end of an era. So this covers 1998 to 1999, with Peter David finishing off his run on Hulk. And this covers Incredible Hulk 460 to 474, Hulk and Submariner Annual 98, and X-Man and Hulk Annual 98. Back in stock this week is Die Volume 1. I've spoken about it at length before, one of Image's best titles. It's a 4-volume series in total, 20 issues, but we were out of Volume 1, so again, back in stock, making sure we have all of them on there, depending where you are on your reading. Speaking of that, Invincible, I've spoken about it before, I'm always getting these hardcovers in as much as I can. Volume 1 was sold out, Volume 1 back on the shelves. This, of course, is Robert Kirkman, Cory Walker at the start with Invincible, their superhero epic. Genuinely one of the best things I've ever read. But yeah, we've got Volume 1 back in stock. 2, 3, 4, 5 are on the shelf, which means Volume 6 is the next one to come in. So Volume 6, this is going to take us as far as issue 70, which is about halfway through. Again, I'm just going to continue ordering these sort of one a week and just try and have the whole collection on there. But yeah, cannot recommend Invincible highly enough if it's something you haven't read, or if you've seen the show and want to delve into the comics. Next up, we have the Savage She-Hulk Omnibus. So this covers the Savage She-Hulk from the very start. So you've Savage She-Hulk 1 to 25. And you also have a little one-shot in here as well, which is Marvel 2-in-1, number 88, which is a team-up between The Thing and She-Hulk. 2 more to finish off with. We have Nightwing back in stock again, DC's best title, of course. Leaping into the Light is the first volume of the fantastic Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo series. So this covers the first 6 issues of that. And then we finally finish off with a new one in this week, which is Jurassic League. Yes, the Justice League as dinosaurs. You read that right. Written by Daniel Warren Johnson. The art is by Juan Gideon. The art is really good in it, but I can't help but feel the book would have been better if it was Daniel Warren Johnson on art as well. He does the covers, but it's different. I mean, Juan Gideon's style is quite similar, but for me, Daniel Warren Johnson's just another level. But a really good read nonetheless, and collected there in hardcover this week. So that is everything that has arrived into the store this week. Graphic novels, new releases for the racks, variants, and all the rest. So as ever, I hope this proves useful to you. Cheers for supporting the store and supporting the YouTube channel. I've had a few people in the last week or two tell me how much they actually enjoy this being done every week. So that keeps the pressure on me to keep doing it. But anyway, again, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're staying safe out there. And I'll hopefully see you guys in the store soon. So take it easy.